Alright everyone, you remember Mike McCloskey, who was definitely a meme-worthy experience. He was that dude who BLM thugs who were rioting and doing property damage, they decided to smash through the gate of his gated community and went up a private road to start harassing residents therein. And he, had called the police and they were told, well, we can't do anything. We're stretched too thin, we don't want to deal with this bullshit, you're going to have to do it yourself. So McCloskey did it himself. He got his gun, and his wife got hers, and they sat basically out on their front porch, and, they made sure that their property didn't get torched. Their home didn't get any windows smashed, because they were there with firearms, and it was funny because they looked like a living, fucking 80s meme or something. It's hilarious. I think he's a lawyer, by the way. And it was funny. They tried to charge him, actually. They detained him, taken his gun and everything. For violating no law, by the way. They were on their own property. They were defending themselves against an unlawful assembly. They were perfectly within their rights. If he had opened fire, if they had entered his property, I think under Missouri law he might have been fine. If they had done so with violent intent, harder to prove. I thought it was so funny when people were like, well, they were peacefully protesting. The only reason that they stopped doing property damage is because they were being stared down by a gun. That's the whole point. This is why you should have guns. People tend to not fuck with you as much. That's the whole goddamn point of self-defense and defense of property. And he's apparently going to run for the Senate. Good. Look at what the MSM's propaganda, though, is about. Remember, initially they detained this couple. The only thing they did wrong is the wife didn't follow trigger discipline, by the way. The governor made it clear he's not going to allow the prosecution to move forward because they didn't do anything wrong and actually had acted just as they're supposed to. If the police are not willing to come to save you, this is exactly why you should have a firearm. By the way, the cops spend 15-20 minutes getting there anyway, so, your Colt 45 is a lot quicker. Here's the thing. Link in the description, archived, of course. Look at the way the MSM handles what happened. Man who pointed gun at demonstrators runs for Senate, or might run for Senate. Well, yeah, technically, but you're using the term demonstrators very, very loosely. This group had literally broken through the metal gate to the community and was trespassing at the time that he stared them down. He's perfectly allowed to point his gun in whatever direction he wants on his own property. They were violating that particular community. Had they violated his property further, he might have shot them. And they knew that, and so they respected his property. More power to him. He gets respect for that. It was very funny when they were there at the Republican convention. They were invited by Trump to speak, and the wife was like, she took it in stride, the fact that half the memes were about her lack of trigger discipline. I hope she's learned that at this point. It's probably a gun she's never even fired. Probably was her husband's gun. It was hilarious. And the left was all pissed off because what they want to see, all they see is a kind of older white couple with quite a bit of money. They probably would hope that house got smashed up and the wife raped and the dude killed. That's probably what these morons want. That's what these fucking losers want. They want people like that dead. Because they're white and reasonably successful. If they're white and barefoot in Appalachia, then they're just evil white devils, but you'll leave their house alone because half the windows are broken already in their fucking meth shed. But this was a couple in a private community. How dare they have a normal life? They're not supposed to be comfortable because we feel uncomfortable because of what the cops did, is basically what it boils down to. It's fucking jealousy and stupidity. I hope he runs and I hope he wins. And I hope he lectures every day to the rest of the Senate about gun rights. It'd be nice to have someone with principles for once in the Senate, because there aren't a whole lot of them. I have a feeling he'd be good friends with Rand Paul. Let's just put it that way. probably not with Little Marco or Twit Romney, someone like that. I wish him well. But looking at the propaganda about it is just like, these weren't demonstrators, the rioters. Stop trying to whitewash what's going on, or blackwash it rather. It's not mostly peaceful protests. When CNN news crew gets attacked in front of a burning Wendy's, the fact that they can even continue to use that obtuse language, that stupidity, is unbelievable. These people, obviously they're not reading their own news. They want to be informed about what's really going on to make good strategic decisions. You think the average person at CNN watches CNN? I fucking highly doubt it. Because they're part of the 6- and 7-figure crowd. They probably watch YouTubers. They'd probably watch all the crypto channels on YouTube or on BitChute or something like that to get their real reality. So, McCloskey, who did absolutely nothing wrong, Committed no crime. Governor weighed in on it, made it clear that that was the case. DA's like, well, what do you expect me to do about it? They're on their own fucking porch. There's a riot there. They apparently, this community attempted to contact private contractors too. It wasn't just like the police wouldn't show up because there weren't enough cops, because they're dealing with riots all over the city. It wasn't just that. It was, I think they called, if I remember correctly, at least one security firm, and the security firm refused. They said, nope, we're not putting our people in that kind of situation. What do you expect them to do? So I guess the residents defended themselves. You had, instead of rooftop Koreans, you had porch front Ken. And it was a good time had by all. Still one of the funniest memes of the year. That's about all. Peace out.